Good morning, everybody, and by morning I mean 9 o'clock at night, at least for me. Welcome to People Without Pants. Tonight we're going to celebrate Juneteenth, and Nick is doing a shadow clone jutsu gesture for some reason.
Yeah, dude. Because we're celebrating Juneteenth early, so I mean, I might as well try to make a couple more of me, so we can really embrace the blackness in the room.
It does make sense because if there's one thing I know about black dudes underage, let's say 40, it's that they love Naruto.
To be fair, it's there's a thing with minorities in shonen anime, the strongest of which could be said that if you are in a situation with the cartel, there is a greater than 0% chance that bringing up Goku could save your life, and it's a wild statement that that's real.
Yeah, the chances are somewhat low, but they're not zero.
Yeah, no, they're low, but you're already about to get your head cut off, dude. Like you are in the trenches. So,
Yeah.
so like if you can have Goku save you, even 1 out of 100 times, I'm taking that. I'm taking that, and I'm running. I'm trying.
So this might sound odd for me to say, but I love Juneteenth for two reasons. One, it celebrates something lovely in our history, the end of the ostensible end of slavery, and the yeah, heavy asterisk, but
The recorded
yeah.
theoretical supposed to be if all
The
things are working in a line.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Juneteenth, one, celebrates something lovely, and two, makes conservatives piss their pants and cry. And that's why I love it, is those two reasons.
I feel like option 3 is you have some fun categories on the hub that you occasionally enjoy.
No, actually. I
Wow, you ain't loving the Black Queens? Wow.
Well,
Wow.
okay, I'll put it this way. If a black queen shows up in the feed, yeah, sure. But I don't have like a specific thing.
I actually like that answer. I,
Yeah.
I, I like that answer the most. You're like, we're not fetishizing black women, but we're also not excluding.
Yeah, exactly. Same
All
with
right,
like
I'll take it.
I've mentioned this before, but like same with interracial porn, by which I mean black man on white woman, because that's what everyone fucking means when they talk about
That
it,
is
even though
not
it could
what
mean
everyone
anything.
means. You were projecting a little with that one.
Well,
You were
all the
projecting.
conservatives I argue with online, that's what they mean.
That is very true.
Yeah. So I like those sometimes. I don't specifically seek them out, but sometimes I'm looking for a bad bitch and the videos of her fucking a black dude, and I'm like, oh, all right, cool.
I, 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 I don't know, man. I, I think porn in too much quantities can be problematic for people anyway.
Well,
So
yeah, of course.
well, and like I don't think the studies have really been done yet because it's like you got to figure video porn, especially accessible to this extent, is a real modern problem. It's not like a thing you could really study well, except it like sure there were old VHS guys, but those were the oddities. That's not like a standardized thing that we could really get like a good census pool for.
I did say to someone the other day that it's probably not good for society that every single time I open my Instagram, I see like Helen of Troy on my fucking screen.
I I mean, I think it's fine to see Helen of Troy. I'm more talking about a desensitization to sexuality. I think is bad instinctually for a species.
Yeah, kind of. Look, by the way, just for proof here,
And so, like,
literally all I did was type Instagram, and this is the first fucking thing I see. If it'll actually play.
let's see what we got here.
Come on.
Is it Helen of Troy?
No. It's refusing to fucking go on my screen for some reason. Okay, that's not it. That's not it.
Oh,
Nope.
oh.
Okay, it's just not gonna fucking work. Never mind. All right.
Like, are we just not able to pull your screen up today?
Yeah, it's just refusing to fucking behave itself.
Huh.
Cool. Guess
Hit a
I'll.
button again. Spank it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Fuck me, I guess. 10 minutes from now, it'll just pop up on its own.
Pretty much. Okay, fair enough. what the fuck we're talking about? Oh, I mean, I'm more saying that like, now this might be me fucking reaching here. I don't know, but like, I think we all oh,
Nope.
that was it. That was it. It just wasn't doing the thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out and it won't work. Sorry, continue.
That's fun. I mean, I'm more just thinking that maybe. Okay, so do you remember comics class?
Yeah.
Do you remember the concept of abstraction?
Yeah.
And the idea is that you want to, in a lot of cases, abstractify a character so the audience can almost project themselves onto the character. I wonder if, with some of the angles of porn, that inadvertently became a result. But then, when you have, because in the specific case you're mentioning, interracial porn is always a black guy. And let's be real, this market is mostly for men. I'm not saying it should be, but I'm just saying how it's currently pretty much having the cash flow. But that being said, do you think it's just more like white dude sees the black guy and like suddenly that fantasy of abstraction is broken because his dick ain't black?
That's a big part of it. That's also, you get a lot of the, like, I'm sure you've seen that meme of, like, when the dude in the porno moans, "I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing." Like, I'm sure.
That's fucked. I love it.
But see, like, I get the relation and I get that, like, if it's a POV angle, maybe you do want that, but it's like, I don't want to watch this like beautiful girl bounce on this dick while the dude just like lies there silently, because that just takes me out of it and reminds me that it's a fucking performance. Like, I'm already watching two other people fuck. Okay, so let's watch them actually fuck then.
See, this is so interesting because it almost should be said that this should be split up into like different art forms based on what the user's trying to achieve, just based off that. Because like, I can see a world where someone would make the opposite argument with equal credence, where they're like, "Oh, Jesus Christ. What is wrong with this beeping? Why is it beeping? Am I stuck alone with this fucking goon shit? What the fuck?" Alright, guys, I'm officially sorry for Valeri pulling this on me. I don't stand by this goon nonsense. This is on this boy out here. Is this a beer commercial? Is this how they sell Corona, I guess? Do you guys also hear the beeping? I don't know, man. All we can do is try to survive. And it's going to be a little hard with this, but we'll do what we can. Now, while Larry's apparently okay, he's coming back, I'm gonna assume, with that beeping. But with Larry experiencing technical difficulties, I'll tell you guys what I was doing. I was playing the new Mafia game. Only made it through the prologue so far, the first part of it. But it's really nice because they have a black and white feature, and I enjoy that.
What were you talking about?
Oh, I was talking about how I just started playing the new Mafia game.
Nice. Anyway, this is what I was talking about. Literally the first fucking thing I see on Instagram when I open it.
And this goon shit popped on the screen, so I was just stuck alone with it with a weird beeping in the background.
Yeah.
Also, you calling that Helen of Troy is absolute nonsense. It's a beer commercial with a bunch of skin.
Oh, I'm not saying this girl's the hottest girl I've ever seen. I'm just saying that it's indicative.
It's not even classy. Like, it's a fucking beer commercial. Like,
oh, I know. It's just that it's indicative of what my fucking Instagram looks like. That's the first thing I see.
Yeah, but you might argue that's what like a bunch of TV ads used to look like too.
They probably still do. I don't know.
And the movie ads before that, the billboards before that. I guess my point is, we've always been doing this to women, so I don't know if it's that different.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's that different. I'm just saying that like it's probably not good that that's the that Instagram knows me so well that that's the first fucking thing it showed me.
I mean, you are the ultimate gooner.
See, you say that, but not really.
Why?
I'm not that voracious a masturbator, and when I do, I pretty much do it to normal shit.
I feel like if anything, it's that normalization of goon culture that makes you the ultimate gooner.
Well, see, here's the thing. What is goon culture? Is that just jacking off and not being ashamed of it, or is that like edging yourself for 7 hours?
I feel like it's like horny online spicy content maker following adjacent shit.
Well, I mean, I do follow that shit, but like, that's just because I like looking at fucking bad bitches.
Well, that's what I'm. I feel like that culture is mostly centered around looking at bad bitches on the internet.
Well, yeah, but then that's it. Then I either jack off or I don't, and if I do jack off, then like I go back to whatever I'm doing afterwards.
Well, yeah, but bro, like if the culture is simply like, listen, I know it's hard for white people to understand culture.
True.
But
true.
It can't be singly centered around just the one action. It would be like the organizations that like cause the meetups. It would be like the conversations that happen as a result, the mindsets. They're like,
yeah. Well, that's the thing. I've never
like, so close to coming in, but it's not perfect, and it pisses me off.
I know the feeling, but that's the thing. I don't go to fucking PornoCon. I don't go to AVN Expo or whatever.
You feel one step away.
I'm not. Trust me, dude. I'll put it this way. I was listening to Stavi's World, and one of his guests was saying how like he knows he's watched too much porn because he starts recognizing the male porn stars too. And okay, I'll put other than Johnny Sins because of the memes, I don't tend to recognize male porn stars when I see them.
Listen, I think it was one of my random coworkers brought up Johnny Sins. I was like, I gotta be very careful with everything that comes out of my mouth.
Yeah, Johnny Sins is the only one I can pretty much recognize on sight. But that's because of memes, not because of porn.
I mean, I feel like there's like a couple others. There's that motherfucker with the podcast that I'm always unfortunately seeing pop across my screen because for some weird reason the Facebook algorithm doesn't understand what kind of leftist I am. So it's always trying to jump around. It's like, do you want libertarian content? No, I don't. No, I don't. Please stop.
Definitely not.
But like it's always trying to just like occasionally try like dangling it in front of me. And so like there's like those fucking those porn dudes who have like they're like women on a podcast and talk mad shit. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
I know the type you're talking about. I don't know the specific
there's like a
guys.
specific thing. Like it's like you could probably Google the description I'm giving you and it would come up.
Porno guys with Mike Hale?
Porn guys podcast who talk shit.
Who talk shit? Deep Thoughts, a porn industry pod?
I don't think so. Like
Adult Time podcast?
No, cause it's like male porn stars or some shit like that. Like they're having on like only, or maybe they're not male porn stars. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't super care what porn stars have to say when they're not doing porn. Like, no offense, there's some exceptions to that rule, but
I mean, it's not that I care. It's more that for some reason Facebook keeps trying to like send me this content occasionally. And so I just unfortunately have to know that this is like a thing that people are into.
Yeah, I can't say I relate. I'm pretty much done thinking about porn the second I'm done with the video.
I'm a big follower of, I got to put a big asterisk with what I'm about to say, a very specific school of thought from Dave Chappelle. Not all of them.
Okay.
A very specific one. And this specific one is this. I don't give what I don't give a fuck what's going on in the world. I'm never gonna ask a celebrity for their thoughts on the process.
Yeah,
I'll never need to hear what Ja Rule has to say about some like terrible thing happening. I don't care. I
there
will
are
never
one or two exceptions, but in general, I agree.
like. What are the exceptions? Give me an example.
Um, I like this is a weird one, but like if they're doing, and I know you'll agree with this one, if they're doing like a piece about deep sea diving and they use James Cameron as a consultant, like, all right, that's different because he actually,
Calling him a celebrity is just misleading of the facts at this point. Official governments call James
yeah.
Cameron
Okay,
when they need
here's
to
a
know how the ocean works.
here's
That's
a
not
more minor one. If I'm watching a documentary about like, small prop planes, right?
Yeah.
And they interview Harrison Ford on the subject. I'm like, all right, I'm interested in what he has to say because he has some expertise at this.
Bro, I'll be real. Anytime I see Harrison Ford talking about anything, I just get mad.
Why?
Cause like I don't know, man. Like, stop being a choosy bitch with your projects and just go like do what the people want.
What does the people want?
I don't know, but it's just not. It's not what we've gotten.
Well, I have no idea what your grievance is. Harrison Ford rather famously doesn't tend to make very bad movies.
I don't know. It's just like a feeling that he hasn't like. What's the last good Harrison Ford movie?
Um, I mean, I'll look at his fucking IMDb. I know he's on that Shrinking show. Not that that's a movie, but
Did you ever see that Shrinking movie with Matt Damon?
No.
Fucking Downsizing.
Yeah, I did not see that.
That wasn't a terrible movie, but it really had such a shitty resolution. I didn't like that.
That was how I felt about that movie Roommates, that like Adam Sandler produced thing starring his daughter.
Oh, true.
Like I was liking it for most of its run, but then at the end it kind of like falls apart.
Man, fucking. If we're talking about good climate movies, I just want to give another shout out to Don't Look Up. Fucking great movie.
So according to Wikipedia, Harrison Ford, he has slowed down on making movies a little, probably because he's fucking 350 years old.
Yeah.
Um,
Afford.
so his most recent movie was Captain America: Brave New World, which wasn't that great, but he was great in it. Before that, Dial of Destiny, I like that one.
Yeah, but he
Call
just likes doing Indiana Jones movies. That don't count.
True. Call of the Wild, I didn't see. Rise of Skywalker was not that great, but it was also just a cameo appearance. So does that really count?
I mean, it was what we all know it was. Remember Harrison Ford? I remember.
True. Secret Life of Pets 2, didn't see it. Blade Runner 2049, masterpiece. Force Awakens, pretty good. Age of Adeline, didn't see it. Expendables 3, I think I saw, but I don't remember a single fucking thing that happened in it. See, this is the problem, is Wikipedia just lists all acting roles regardless of size. So, like, I remember that he had a cameo in Anchorman 2.
I feel like IMDb should tell you how many minutes they're on screen.
True. I didn't see the Ender's Game movie. You told me it sucks.
Oh my god. The Ender's Game movie is literally a crime. It's a crime because any single person who saw it was robbed of like this great build up and twist for the sake of bullshit. No, fuck the Ender's Game movie. And anyone who's complicit in it should be lined up against a wall and like spanked with like a wet towel. Nothing fatal, but just like
Yeah.
bad. Don't do that again.
Yeah, so I didn't realize he'd slowed down on movies the way he has. So let's see what he's done on TV. I guess he was in 2 episodes of Gunsmoke back in the early 70s.
The early 70s. You see what I'm saying, bro? No, like
Oh, here, yeah, this is why he hasn't been doing a ton of movies, is because he did 2 seasons of 1923 and like 3 or more seasons of Shrinking. Okay, that explains it.
I don't know, bro. That's just a couple seasons. Mad actors do a bunch of seasons and don't.
Well, yeah, but he's also fucking like 83 years
He
old.
wasn't always this old, dude.
And he used to do more movies, yeah.
I don't know, not that many.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, when you have Star Wars residuals paying your fucking mortgage, you're allowed to be more selective with your movies.
I'm just saying, like, he ain't no Clint Eastwood, okay?
He's similar in some ways, but yeah.
I don't know. Clint Eastwood actually has like a good acting career as an old man. Well, what I'm hearing is that Harrison Ford as an old man just rides the coattails of his younger days.
It's actually interesting you brought up him in comparison to Clint Eastwood. I was talking about this with my dad yesterday. Those two actors have one interesting thing in common. In any given movie, they're both older than you suspect.
Yeah, fair.
Well, people forget this.
Well, except in that one movie, maybe.
What movie?
Except in maybe Gran Torino. That's an old ass motherfucker in Gran Torino.
Yeah, and hang on.
Yeah, no, I'm like, hold on. That's an old fucker in Gran Torino.
He would have been 78. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, old man roles is different, but what I was referring more to, like, younger roles, because, like, Clint Eastwood fucking was 40 when he did Dirty Harry.
Fair. I just had to try.
Similarly, Harrison Ford, he only did the first Indiana Jones movie in his 30s. Isn't that fucking
There's
insane?
hope for you yet, folks.
Yeah. Last Crusade, I guess he would have been like 46 when he did Last Crusade. When I rewatched it on 4K, because I got the 4K for Christmas, I was watching it and I'm like, damn, this 4K is so good that for the first time I can see the tiniest bit of gray in Harrison Ford's temples. Because he's 46 years old. Of course he has that now.
I don't know. I just think you like the feeling of Harrison Ford's balls.
I mean, I do, but
straight on his jock.
Anyway, what I was going to actually ask, what do you define as old man when it comes to Harrison Ford? Because if we're including, like, his 50s, he did a million fucking movies throughout his 50s.
Well, I mean, I'm sitting here on a Group W bench. I'd say the year. I mean, shit. Let's just be easy and fucking use the century as the fucking turning point. The millennium, as it were.
Yeah, for the record, speaking of that, from Star Wars till the new millennium, he was averaging like a movie a year.
Are they good, though?
I haven't seen every single movie on this list, but of all the ones I've seen, yeah, they're pretty much all good.
Okay, and then he hits the millennium, and then what?
He continues to make reasonably good movies at a slower pace.
We got 2000, 02, so I don't know, it slows down to like once every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, because he's fucking old now.
Yeah, but then he does things like he gives... Okay, hold on. So let's just throw out some things we got here. Cowboys and Aliens, dog water. Fucking goddamn Ender's Game is a crime against humanity. The Age of Adeline, I remember hearing bad things. I didn't watch it personally.
Do remember, I'm not defending every single one of these, but do remember it's not unheard of for an actor to be handed a different script than the actual fucking finished one.
You just love Harrison Ford.
Well, I'm not saying that, like, he's fucking flawless. I'm just saying that because you're like, Ender's Game is a crime. It's not impossible he agrees. But yeah, actually, you said something that got me curious. So I'm going to go from Star Wars till the 2000s. Go through all these movies. Star Wars, you know how I feel. Heroes never saw. Force 10 from Navarone never saw. Hanover Street never saw. Apocalypse Now, he has a tiny role in that movie, but it is a fucking masterpiece. I haven't seen The Frisco Kid or More American Graffiti. Empire, masterpiece. Raiders of the Lost Ark, masterpiece. I guess he was in a deleted scene from E.T. I didn't know that, but that's interesting. Blade Runner, masterpiece. Return of the Jedi, masterpiece. Temple of Doom, one or two flaws, but still really fucking good. Witness is pretty great. Haven't seen Mosquito Coast, but I hear it's pretty great. I haven't seen Frantic or Working Girl. Last Crusade, masterpiece. Presumed Innocent, I've heard good things. Regarding Henry, I've heard good things. Patriot Games is pretty good. The Fugitive is pretty good. Never saw... Oh, that's just a cameo, but I never saw Jimmy Hollywood. Clear and Present Danger is pretty good. I haven't seen 101 Nights or Sabrina or The Devil's Own, but Air Force One I've seen. That's pretty good. And then I haven't seen these last couple. 6 Days, 7 Nights is often joked that it's like the first bad Harrison Ford movie ever, but I think that's kind of exaggerated. I've seen Crossing Over. It's not that great, but I've seen it. I heard 42 was all right. Yeah, so whatever. He's fucking 350 years old now. Of course he's doing fewer movies than he was before.
Well, yeah, but like, where's the quality?
Well, the ones we get of him are... Here, I'll bring it up again. I'm not saying all these are fucking great, but he is good.
Douglas Adams thing?
What?
Is 42 like a Douglas Adams thing?
No, it's a Jackie Robinson thing.
Oh.
I didn't see it, but I heard it was pretty good.
Like...
It was kind of Chadwick Boseman's first big hit, too.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Like, hear me out. Pop it back on the screen half and half with you real quick.
Like this?
As in, like, take down this list for a second. Because I've got a pitch here for you. Yep, there we go.
Okay.
Hear me out. Animated TV show. We open. It's the Pearly Gates. You know, very stereotypical Tom and Jerry ass halos everywhere, all that nonsense. We got St. Peter in front.
Okay.
Someone scrolls on up. We hear a, "Hey, what's this supposed to be, eh?" We turn. We look. Enter our character, Babe Ruth, the greatest baseball player according to his own knowledge. So he gets into heaven because he's not a reasonably bad guy. And then he goes to play baseball and he gets fucking smoked by every single minority. And then it's him just trying to fucking fight his way up the ranks. And like at the top, you just got Shote just absolutely dunking on dudes.
Hey, you know what? Maybe he would find that heavenly because he has real competition for the first
No,
time.
that's what I'm
forever.
saying. No. I'm saying like you can make a real wholesome, fun story about this. Where fuck like 42. I want to see like what happens when Big Papi plays Babe Ruth. R.I.P. Big Papi. Like.
Wait, did Big Papi die?
I don't know. Specifically, don't know.
No, doesn't look like it. Okay. I was going to say, I feel like I would have heard about that.
R.I.P. Big Papi, he ain't dead yet, but just calling it.
So if we look at Harrison Ford's, like, let's say the last 15 years, not every one of these movies is great, but he is great in all of them. Like, Cowboys and Aliens isn't that great a movie, but from what I recall, he was good in it.
I don't remember anything being good in it.
I read the comic it was based on, too, which also wasn't that impressive.
I mean,
Um,
Superman 2 did have Kanye West, to be fair. And we all know how much you love Kanye West.
I'm amused by Kanye West's antics from the old days.
And I'm Kanye West.
I did like when he said George Bush doesn't care about black people because he was right.
Don't get me wrong. He was right, and the uncomfortability on Mike Myers' face will always be a joy in my heart. But, like, a schizophrenic clock is right twice a day type shit. Or bipolar, actually.
Yeah, and in Mike Myers' defense, he wasn't uncomfortable with the statement. He was just like, "Oh, damn, didn't realize we were going that explicit."
Oh, no, Mike Myers is from Canada. He's fine.
Yeah,
He's fine. Like, not like I love Mike Myers because his humor is so clearly like, I'm not getting involved in half of your guys' bullshit, but I think this is funny.
Ugh.
Did you watch that show of his that he had on Netflix?
No, I didn't. I heard it sucked.
The Pentaveret.
Yeah.
It was bad, but it was fun to watch. Like, I feel like when people call that bad, it's not in good faith, because I don't know if that show is ever meant to be good.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean,
I'm looking at Harrison Ford's late career, and it's like, it's a way smaller drop off than most actors get.
You're just jockeying. You're biased.
Well, yeah, I do like Harrison Ford, and I'm not saying every movie he's made is a fucking like golden parachute or whatever, which he needs because he crashes planes so often.
A golden parachute is wild.
But I don't know, fucking. You could have had a worse drop off. You could have been fucking Rob Schneider. You could have been Kevin Sorbo. You could have been Dean Cain.
Okay, even pulling up Rob Schneider, dude. Someone call James Cameron because the bar is too fucking low.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think. You could have been Edward Furlong, speaking of James Cameron. Or if we're going to talk 80s action heroes, like Arnold Schwarzenegger has been in way shittier movies than Harrison Ford has.
Yeah, I don't even like considering him an actor.
Well, he is a good actor. I stand by that.
Like
Arnold Schwarzenegger is a good actor.
Oh my god, he's a fucking personality who says lines.
Well, no, okay. Most of his movies don't actually take advantage of his acting skill, but he does have it.
If he's a good actor, then Dwayne The Rock fucking Johnson's a good actor.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson is kind of the opposite. He's like charismatic, like he's very naturalistic feeling, unlike Arnold, who's kind of inherently surreal.
I feel
Arnold,
like just big dudes who stand out, and I just always am like, oh look, it's that big dude.
It's not just that though. Like if you go watch like Predator, Arnold tells you so much of what he's thinking with just his eyes in that movie. Like there's so many scenes where he just gives a look and you know exactly what he's about to do before he says or does anything.
Yeah, no, but that's that's just his heritage coming out.
Also, as I've mentioned
anytime
before,
it's about hunting and you pull like a German-esque guy into the mix, you might have a thing. And I swear to God, if someone's like, he's Austrian, I don't fucking care.
In his defense, he did hate his Nazi father.
How much did he hate his Nazi father? Like, how much are we talking?
Enough that he didn't attend his funeral. And also enough that he did like a semi-recent video, like when the Ukraine war started, he did a video that was basically like, being a Nazi ruined my father and left him a broken alcoholic piece of shit who died miserably.
Okay.
But yeah, he skipped his father's funeral. In the Pumping Iron documentary from the late 70s, he claims he skipped it to train for a match because he was trying to portray himself as this like kind of ruthless, fucking dedicated professional. Sure. And then decades later, he admitted in another interview that he made that story up. But he did actually skip his father's funeral. So the two of them clearly had a really fucked up relationship.
Huh. That's interesting.
Actually, I remember I was reading about that. So Arnold's father, Gustav Schwarzenegger, for some reason harbored this irrational suspicion that Arnold wasn't his kid, like that his wife had cheated on him or whatever.
Was that true?
No, not that we know of.
I mean, I'm gonna throw this out there. Was Gustav Schwarzenegger giant?
Not well. He wasn't small.
I'm just saying, part of me can understand. You got this giant ass father. Please, may I have 24 eggs? And you're just like, oh, whose kid is this?
Well, he wasn't that giant yet. He didn't get that giant till like he was an adult.
You really just can't let a good bit exist with autism, huh?
No, I mean I can. It was very funny. I'm thinking though. I'm trying to remember the rest of the story. And anyway, according to like the Wikipedia thing I read about it, partially due to his kind of, as far as we know, unfounded suspicion that Arnold wasn't his kid, he displayed really blatant favoritism to Arnold's older brother, like their whole childhood.
That's not good.
And basically just treated Arnold like dog shit his whole fucking childhood.
I can't imagine Arnold's a fan of that.
No, he's not, and that's why he skipped his dad's funeral. It also doesn't help that said older brother died of a drunk driving crash before either of his parents. So Arnold's fucking whatever little relationship he had left with his father didn't last very long after that. And
you've seen Walk Hard, right?
Yes.
The wrong kid.
Actually, when Arnold was first thinking of running for governor, which I think was in like the early 90s before he actually did it, he actually went directly to the Simon Wiesenthal Center because he's like a donor or whatever, so they're willing to listen to him.
Good old Simon Wiesenthal, Nazi hunter?
Yeah. And he actually asked them to investigate his father.
And they're like, sorry, son, he's a Nazi.
Well, no, he knew he was a Nazi. He just, he wanted to know what his father did, like, if anything.
Yeah, like, how bad of a Nazi are we talking?
Based on, if I remember correctly, what their foundings indicated was, like, he was present in places where war crimes occurred, but we can't verify if he was there when they occurred or if he participated.
So he's complicit, may not have directly done them. So in other words, we shouldn't track him down and hang him. We should just let him die at fucking, like, some weird disease out in bumfuck.
Well, he'd been dead for decades before.
Yeah, but, like, if we had a choice.
And also, like, whatever he did clearly wasn't deemed that bad by the post-war German government because he got to go back into society.
Well, I mean, granted, I don't give a fuck about the post-war German government. I give a fuck about the Allied trials.
Well, yeah, there you go. Like
also the only fucking time I care about Israeli records are for this one issue, because goddamn are they beautiful.
Yeah, if I remember,
I'm sorry, man, but their dedication to just tracking down and torturing these motherfuckers is great.
Yeah, I don't think Gustav Schwarzenegger was even an officer. I think he was just like a fucking Wehrmacht. He was ideologically.
Was he Wehrmacht or was he a Nazi?
Well, he was ideologically a Nazi. He was in their like original paramilitary version from the 20s. Got it. But I don't. Let me look it up while I'm here.
I mean, because like, to be fair, you're not an asshole for being in the Wehrmacht.
Especially if you got drafted. Yeah, so he was ideologically a Nazi, but he hang on. Okay. Served in the Austrian army from 30 to 37, became a police officer, shocking. Yeah, it says enlisted in the Wehrmacht, so he wasn't an officer or anything.
Yeah,
he was wounded at fucking Leningrad and survived. Jesus.
I mean, someone had to.
Oh, I know. It's just like, Jesus, he was fucking lucky.
I don't even know if that's lucky as much as just he was just statistically that guy.
Oh, I didn't realize that Arnold's son, Patrick Schwarzenegger, was named after his brother's son. I assumed Patrick came from the Irish side of the family, but I guess not.
I mean, Patrick is Irish. It's just
Yeah, this is Gustav Schwarzenegger and Arnold's mother, Aurelia Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. He was like, "That ain't my kid."
I guess. Yeah.
Dude's got a head like some sort of vegetable of some sort. No, okay. Do you want to know what he looks like?
What?
He looks like the British officer from Strangelove.
Oh yeah, he kind of does. He kind of does.
Yeah, bro. Like he looks like he's about to go with the clan. My boy, we probably should ease up on the missiles now.
And yes, he did resume his career as a cop after being a Nazi. In case the symbolism wasn't obvious enough.
Oh, I totally didn't see that coming. After being a Nazi, he chose to be a Nazi.
Oh yeah, here we go. News reports about Gustav Schwarzenegger's Nazi links first surfaced in 1990, at which time Arnold Schwarzenegger asked the Simon Wiesenthal Center to research his father's past. The center found his father's army records and Nazi party membership, but did not uncover any connections to war crimes or to the SS. In his 2012 memoir, Arnold puts forth an account in which Gustav disapproved of him and viewed his weight training as garbage. In a 2021 video in response to Jan 6th, Arnold publicly recalled how Gustav was frequently drunk and abusive to his family when Arnold was young. He attributed this behavior to guilt and shame over what Gustav and other Nazis and collaborators had perpetrated or enabled.
I'm sorry, what's that to do with Jan 6th?
After Jan 6th, he put out a statement about how, like, you know, hey, my father loved this ideology too, and look where it got him.
That's fun.
His son brought up the war's impact on Gustav again in a 2022 video, this is the one I remembered, about the Russian invasion of Ukraine, in which he urged the Russian soldiers to discontinue their invasion in order to not be broken like my father. Yeah,
that's a little dumb.
Well, yeah.
How do I put this? While I don't agree with the Russian army going and taking Ukraine, I think we should compare them to what they are, colonizers. And
yeah,
and we shouldn't just go and call everything we don't like a fucking Nazi.
Well, Arnold's a liberal, man. Despite his own fucking denials of that, he's a liberal.
I'm just saying, it muddies the waters when we have actual fucking Nazis.
Frank, I'd call Arnold like slightly left-leaning centrist. He would deny that, but I would more accurately describe his politics as that.
How?
How?
I mean, well, what party did he run under?
He ran as a Republican and still calls himself a Republican, but he doesn't ever talk like one or act like one or think like one.
How do you get elected?
He was really popular? I don't know. He's the Terminator running for governor of California. Like, it's not that crazy.
Was he already the Terminator, or was it the governor's becoming the Terminator?
Oh, no, he'd been an actor for like 30 years before he became a politician.
Wow, no, I'm just making sure.
Oh, yeah, like, he became a governor in like 2003. This was well after he was famous for other stuff.
Huh.
There was supposed to be a cartoon about a fictionalized version of him called The Governator, but then they canceled it because of the whole fucking affair he had.
I mean, he has that cringe show with his daughter.
I don't even know that one.
I think it's his daughter, or maybe it's just a TV daughter.
Oh, Fubar? Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Cringe
all I needed to know about that was that my dad was like, it's really good. And I'm like, sure it is, buddy. Last time my dad told me a movie was really good and that I should watch it, it was the movie War Machine.
I'm trying to get myself through that. I don't exactly understand where we're going every minute of it.
It's not even bad enough to be interesting either.
I keep feeling like I'm missing something.
There's nothing amiss. It's just like a generic shitty action movie designed for your dad to watch it and clap his belly like a fucking seal.
Why does he clap his belly?
He's just like, yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's hilarious.
Yeah, see, Arnold calls himself a Republican, and yet, like, every single fucking statement he makes aligns with, like, the Democrats, if not further left.
He's one of those.
Yeah. He's just one of those dudes who grew up a conservative and feels guilty if he doesn't call himself one, even though he doesn't believe in any of their own shit.
Totally helpful.
Yeah. I mean, it happens.
I mean, it happens. It's not good. Crimes also happen.
Anyway, I was going to talk about blaxploitation movies tonight, but before I talk about that, I'm going to talk about this movie I watched earlier this evening, which is called Hound Dog.
Is it about Elvis Presley?
It's about a girl who's a big fan of Elvis Presley.
Nice.
It's actually the second time I have seen a movie where a young girl who's a massive Elvis fan uses that to survive a life of, like, neglect and sexual abuse.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Because there's another movie, which I probably mentioned on the stream before, called Out of the Blue, with Dennis Hopper. Directed by and starring Dennis Hopper. And it's an amazing movie, but it shits inside your heart.
Not in my heart.
Yeah, like, it's a movie, basically, you just spend 90 minutes watching this child be absolutely fucking failed by every single adult in her life.
I love that.
And I brought that up. Hound Dog, it wasn't a terrible movie, but it's not as good. Hound Dog has a bit of the magical Negro tropes sprinkled in it.
Here you go, trying to support a thing that's not good. Let's go.
No, I'm not supporting it. At the time I said, at least they handled it well, that was when I was still in the middle of the movie.
And it's never handled well. And tell me I didn't call that before fucking...
It wasn't terrible. Like, it wasn't painful. It's just like, yep, the only adult in this girl's life who has her best interests at heart is the black horse trainer who lives nearby and pops into the movie here and there to dispense wisdom about music.
And you know, he might as well just be a slave on the farm. It wouldn't change the story much if he was.
Well, actually, despite this movie being set in 1956 Alabama, we do not get any reference to racism until the hour and 22-minute mark.
That's not a good thing.
No, it's not. And by the way, it's the fact she's all freaked out and desperate to not listen to him, so she starts calling him the N-word, and he's just like, yeah, you can throw that at me if you want, but I'm not going to let it deter me from helping you, type of thing.
I mean, you might start by saying the fact that it's Elvis in the first place is essentially trying to rewrite fucking history with the fun kumbaya. But
well, that is part of the movie, actually. That's one of the first things where she kind of bonds with this guy, is that he takes her to this little hangout that he knows the musicians there, and teaches her, yeah, you know that Elvis didn't invent the song Hound Dog, right? And she's like, yeah, he did. And he's like, no, that song's been around forever.
Well, it hasn't been around forever. It was written by a woman.
Well, yeah, but it was already old before Elvis got his hands on it, is my point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I believe the actress is supposed to be that woman, too, whose name I'm misremembering.
I couldn't fucking tell your name
Big
offhand.
Mama Thornton.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not the real Big Mama Thornton because she was dead when this movie was made, but it's like an actress portraying her. Elvis himself makes a very brief appearance as well, though it's obviously an actor.
What do you mean? The real Elvis is still alive and well. Why is it obviously an actor?
Well, this one has to be an actor because it's young Elvis. Old Elvis is still alive, but he's alive in like a retirement home hunting mummies with Black JFK, like in that movie Bubba Hotep.
See, I don't know. It kind of sounds like you're disregarding Elvis's access to the CIA's age reversing technology.
That is true. The actor did look quite a bit like Elvis for the half second he's on screen. So, if it weren't from 2007, I would have wondered if they CG'd his face on, but I don't. They didn't really have that tech down in 2007, so I don't think.
Which means, has to be real Elvis.
That's a more likely explanation. So yeah, possibly. Anyway, the movie's okay. What is incredible in it is Dakota Fanning's acting performance.
How incredible is it?
It's just a very good acting performance. She's a 12-year-old who has to carry an entire movie, an entire like serious dramatic movie. And she does. She's really good in it. It also features the film debut of the girl from Orphan, by the way.
I don't think I know this person.
You know Orphan, the movie with like the killer kid, gets adopted?
I didn't see it, but I heard of it, sure.
This movie?
Yeah, no, I heard of it, but I didn't see it.
Okay. Well, anyway, that actress makes her film debut as like a little fucking 10-year-old or whatever in Hound Dog as one of the other girls who's also a little bit of a manipulative bitch.
How old is this movie?
It's from 2000. It premiered in 2007. It didn't get its wide release till 2008.
This movie is 20 goddamn years old.
Yeah. By the way, when I say manipulative bitch, I mean in the way that like a 9-year-old is, as in not really that bad.
This movie is punk.
Yeah, I guess. It's infamous, this movie, for the fact that, as you can see here, it has a rape scene with 12-year-old Dakota Fanning.
Well, that's terrible.
Now, it is handled as tastefully as such a concept can be, because we only see, like, her face.
Buddy. Here you go down a road of saying dumb things.
Oh, no, I didn't say it was a good idea. I just said that it could have been a lot worse. It's not like fucking Pretty Baby, where they're, like, auctioning off naked 9-year-old Brooke Shields on screen, all right?
I'm insistent that they just wanted to do terrible things to Brooke Shields between that and Blue Lagoon. Fucking shoot.
Oh, God, yeah.
Shoot me in the fucking head. It's not right.
Well, Blue Lagoon is like...
Yup.
No, I'm not saying it's good. I've never even seen it. There's an alternate universe where Blue Lagoon is the most controversial thing Brooke Shields was ever part of, and you can kind of go like, well, I guess I see how they didn't think of the implications.
I don't live in that alternate universe. So
I don't either. But
that alternate universe, I cannot even comprehend.
Hey, they let Phoebe Cates do a nude scene when she was like 17.
Don't know who that is, and I don't know who they are, but it doesn't sound like a good idea.
The girl from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. Now, granted, no one knew. Well, the producers knew she was 17, but that wasn't like well known to the audience. So it's not like the audience was all fapping over a child knowingly.
Listen, it's not like they would have fucking done anything different otherwise, okay?
Probably not.
All of
It's
them
a real shame.
Are just fucking like, let's jerk off over high schoolers together. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you wait like 2 more years, you can see her in Fast Times at Ridgemont High when she's an adult. Which is also a reasonably good movie for other reasons.
Okay, I'll be real. Fast Times at Ridgemont High is a good movie because it's Scapoli, and I will stand on that because isn't it all of our time? Hilarious.
True. And also the fact that Phoebe Cates shows her tits in that movie is fucking
God
fantastic.
damn it! See, no, I saw that shit as like a kid with my dad, and I just like, I wouldn't even think about the fucking tits. What is with you guys in the tits?
Well, I also saw it as a kid with my dad, but I was like, oh, hello.
See, I prefer the tasteful scene in Animal House, where the kid's sitting in his bedroom and he's
Thanks,
praying.
God.
And then the Playboy one just comes to his window. He's like, "Thanks, God. That's a good scene."
My dad let me watch Animal House when I was 6.
Okay, you think that's bad? I'll one up you.
No,
My
you
old
won't, but
mom woke me
okay.
up in the middle of the night to have me watch Milk Money.
I don't know what Milk Money is.
Put that shit on the side of the screen so we can see the live reaction.
Milk Money, Melanie Griffith, Ed Harris. It follows 3 suburban 11-year-old boys who find themselves behind in the battle of the sexes. One of them helps his father get into a relationship with a prostitute.
That doesn't describe it the best way. Read the plot one.
3 boys travel from a fictional suburb, Pittsburgh, bringing money in hopes of seeing a naked woman. They find a hooker who's willing to show her breasts. So it's just got a lot of prostitute nudity.
It's more just like a normalization of it in like a weird way.
I'd have to actually watch it to get that. You can't really get that from a plot synopsis, I don't think.
Listen, I just remember Pops wakes me up in the middle of the night. He's like, Nick, I saw this on the TV guide. It's these girls going to see a prostitute. You gotta come on.
Yeah, okay.
And so
I can beat that.
What? How so?
Of the movies my dad let me watch when I was way too young to fucking watch them, I can beat.
Let's see what you
Money.
got.
Animal House, as I mentioned. All 3 RoboCops.
I feel like you're going in a different direction for bad things to have your dad let you watch.
Oh, I'm going in several. At the time there were only 2 Predator movies, but both of those, one of which has like extended full frontal nudity from an actress who later did actual porn.
Man, try Caddyshack.
I have seen Caddyshack as well. I think I saw it at that age. Terminator 1 and 2. Well, actually, all of Terminator at the time, but 1 is the one that has both sex and horrific violence in it.
Did he let you watch Bofa?
You're gonna say both of these nuts. He didn't let me watch Bofa.
Both of these ass cheeks.
Well, I guess I did technically watch those. See, the problem is a lot of these movies were kind of forgettable, so I don't remember all of them. But I remember But I remember it was definitely normal for like if my dad felt like watching a fucking movie, he just put it on, regardless of whether or not I was awake and in the house.
Your dad, as much as you don't like this, has better taste than my dad.
Oh no, he does. But my dad also has bad fucking taste.
Don't get me wrong. Yes, but like my dad's taste is Randy Newman down with the fucking bar so low that like I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get that you're saying that like your dad likes Honey Boo Boo, but Honey Boo Boo is still way above Randy Newman down at the bottom of the sea.
At least your dad has the excuse of like the whole.
No.
I won't be telling anyone stories that aren't mine on the show.
No, don't do that. No.
Okay.
Listen,
anyway,
he was already weird before. That's all I'll say.
Oh yeah, I know. It's just like
listen,
you want
causality and wait, how does that go?
Correlation doesn't equal causation.
Thank you.
That is true. You know what my dad is fucking rewatching right now for at least the 3rd time, if not more?
What?
The West Wing.
So hear me out. I watched like some of that one time, and like I can understand when the world is very scary how that's like a comfort show, because like Sorkin really does just make everything digestible by a group of well-endeavored, capable individuals who might disagree with you, but at the end of the day, they're really there to help the country.
Yeah, and that's You're a child if you need that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're too old for a fucking televisual security blanket.
I don't know, man. We all have our television security blankets. I think if you exclusively take this instead of the news, then you're a child. But like,
Yeah, I actually, anytime I see him watching it, I say, "How are you enjoying your Nazi apologia?"
what?
And there's a reason why. There's a reason why. First of all, I fucking hate Aaron Sorkin for his real life political stances.
Sure. Okay.
But there's a storyline late in West Wing, like near, not like the very end, but like near the end, maybe the last 2 seasons, where there's like a new
Shit, I definitely did
presidential.
not get to. Okay.
What?
I said some shit I definitely did not get to. So okay.
So, like in the last season or 2, there's like a presidential election to replace President Bartlett because he's at the end of his second term.
Sure.
And the candidates are, I believe, Jimmy Smits as the Democrat and Alan Alda as the Republican.
Okay.
I think it was Jimmy Smits. I'm just gonna say it was Jimmy Smits.
Jimmy. Okay.
So, this is a big deal. First Latino president, all that shit. And Alan Alda is intentionally this like very old-fashioned, like principled, quote unquote, Republican.
So is John McCain?
Honestly, more like Gerald Ford.
Okay, true. I just like to give a shout out to John McCain. He's one of the few Republicans. It's like, look at you not trying to murder all these people. You just actually have weird views to me.
I remember Stephen Colbert, back when he still did the Colbert Report, once joked that John McCain's opposition to enhanced interrogation was hypocritical because he was tortured.
See, I feel like if anything, he's the one person who can talk on that then.
Well, yeah, that actually, to his credit, John McCain had a long-standing no-torture stance that put him at odds with the rest of the Republicans. And also, to his credit, he could have gotten released from that POW camp like 7 years earlier and chose not to be because they wouldn't release the guys who got there before him. So,
I don't understand stuff like that. Like,
see, he was the son of an admiral. So when they found that out, they were like, hey, we'll release this guy as a sign of goodwill so that we don't get our shit bombed to hell. And they proposed that to John McCain, and he said, I won't accept a release unless you also released every prisoner who's been here longer than me. And they said, we're not going to do that. And he's like, well, then I'm staying until you agree.
It was a what, like a Japanese camp?
Vietnamese, but yeah.
Okay. Doesn't that kind of treatment inherently imply that like him staying there can't be that bad going forward because there's the quiet thing of like bad things will happen if he dies, so there's not really much of a threat in staying at that point?
I don't know every detail of his stay in this camp, but I do know that the horrific shit that happened to him was mostly at the beginning, so I suspect that you're right.
Just because that gives me kind of like a pause when I hear that story. Because I'm like, oh, so you stayed, but in the back of every officer there's head, like, if we fuck with this guy.
He definitely, I know that his treatment improved somewhere along the way in his stay, like somewhere relatively soon in, and I think that was when it happened.
Huh.
Because famously, his arms were broken and all that shit. Like, that all happened in the first few months there. Like, basically before they found out who he was.
That's what I thought you were saying, yeah.
Yeah, because obviously back then, the communications and identification of prisoners was a lot slower with, like, they didn't even have consistent phone service in that part of the world. Like, half the time, their messengers were just dudes running. Ooh, nice.
Goblin these nuts.
Haha.
I mean, shit, they had trash radios and dudes on foot.
Well, yeah, exactly. These were the Viet Cong, so they weren't always working with the best shit.
Oh, I mean, we weren't working with the best shit is my point. Like, everyone was fucked over there.
If I remember correctly, one time when they were asking him the names of his squad mates, the names he gave up were that year's starting lineup of like the New York Giants or whoever.
There was John, George, Paul, Ringo. Ah!
Yeah, which of course it would take them a little bit of time to find that out. So he bought himself like a day or two with them leaving him alone with that one.
But I feel like they'd just be worse next time they see you.
Anyway, I think they probably were. Honestly, it was probably different guys each time. They probably just sent whoever was available. So probably the next guy who came in was like, yeah, I wasn't privy to the last conversation.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I was talking about West Wing. So they've got Alan Alda playing this like old-fashioned Eisenhower, Gerald Ford type Republican.
Sure.
And he finds out about something about his opponent that could potentially be damaging, like something he did years ago that isn't really that bad but would spook people type of thing.
Sure.
Yeah, here it is. It is Jimmy Smits. Matt Santos. I'm trying to find out what it was because it wasn't that big a deal. Matt Santos, West Wing. Can I get his fucking... Here it is, the West Wing Wiki, a place I've never been before.
The West Wing Wiki.
God damn it, what did he do? Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyway, the point is that this Republican candidate finds out that his opponent has some dirt, and he actually privately meets with his opponent and gives it to him and says, like, I'm not willing to use dirty tactics in this campaign, but you might want to be aware that this is out there.
Sure.
And this storyline is like 2005, like the height of the war on terror, the height of the fucking war crimes being committed by the Bush administration, the torture, the Gitmo, the fucking Hurricane Katrina, and I'm just like, Aaron Sorkin, you are fucking disgusting for whitewashing your own political opposition like this.
Hold on, I'm confused. So you're mad because one Republican chose to not play dirty?
No, I'm mad that Aaron Sorkin portrayed the main Republican guy in the show as being so honest.
I mean, has he been consistently honest the rest of the show?
Yeah, that particular candidate has, but it's like, fuck you. I can see outside my window. The Republicans aren't like this guy. You're lying to me, Aaron Sorkin.
How do I put this? It's a little... I think it's a little mean to assume that he's saying this is what it is and not this is what I want.
Well, again, any one of these things would not be my biggest fucking problem on their own. But it's combined with, like, the fact that Aaron Sorkin 2 years ago literally said that the Democrats should nominate Mitt Romney for president. He has this, like, fetish about bipartisanship. Like, he's one of those liberals where a shitty deal with bipartisan support satisfies him more than a good bill that only the Democrats supported.
How old is he?
Aaron Sorkin? Let's find out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess like 60 now. Yeah, he's 65.
When does that make him born? Because I'm having a hard time nowadays with that. What's that? 41. So
61.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I was doing things backwards. Okay. So, what did his parents do?
Let's find out. His mother was a school teacher, and his father was a copyright lawyer who had fought in World War II and went to college on the GI Bill. Both of his siblings became lawyers.
Yeah, so, okay, bro. He's from a lawyer / GI family who fought in World War II. I'm sorry to say, those motherfuckers got white picket fences and like weirdly lived the one thing that Hollywood said was for everyone.
Oh, I know.
Well, but here's the thing, though.
That's the problem.
Part of the problem, though, is that I think he got swept into it because Hollywood lied to him too. Hollywood was like, everyone's getting this, and he's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Bipartisan America. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm reading a little bit more about this.
What you reading more about?
I'm just trying to find if there's more about his politics. Oh my fucking god.
What?
Oh, he's a fucking Ziocuck.
Oh, I love to hear that. Oh, great.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know how much of a Ziocuck he is, but I know that at the beginning he kind of was.
When you say at the beginning, what's the beginning?
The beginning of the Israeli hostage crisis in 2023. Yeah. So I don't think he's like super fucking overt with like drown them in their impure blood or whatever, but he was definitely like backing Israel 1,000 times more than they fucking deserved.
Well, that's not good.
Actually, that's an inaccurate statement because that would mean 1,000 times 0, which is fucking 0.
Real talk.
Anyway, if we're done talking about blaxploitation and magical Negro tropes, we're going to talk about some good black people in film.
Now, we haven't actually talked about blaxploitation today.
You what?
We haven't actually talked about blaxploitation.
I've got 3 to talk about. I'm sure you know of this one.
So what exactly are we like? Are we just doing like a crash course in blaxploitation? Is that what you're going for here?
Well, that specifically, I've pulled up 3 blaxploitation movies that are like actually really good, because there's quite a few that are.
So we should start with what is blaxploitation, Larry?
Yes. So
put on your teacher hat. And
hang on, I actually forgot to bring one of them up.
Oh, where's your little teacher hat with the stick?
So, as a very basic description, blaxploitation is the genre of movies that black people started making in like the early 70s, because when I say segregation was gotten rid of, I mean like the literal de jure fucking enshrined into the law segregation, right? So that gets gotten rid of in the mid to late 60s. And black people are like, finally, the black man can be free. And then the white establishment was like, fuck you, we're still terrified of you, get the fuck away. Ah, 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 ah. So the black people with artistic drive, and note that I said drive, most importantly, were like, fine, we'll make some of our own movies then about black stuff. Like, we won't modify the scripts to fit into the white man's, view of how we should behave. We're going to make our own shit. And so they started making movies that, frankly, most of them were low budget. A lot of them weren't very good, if we're being real, but they were the kind of not very good where they were trying, so you have to really respect it, even if it's not very good. They were always shot on like this kind of low-quality 16mm film stock. They had tons of little mistakes left in them because they were just making it too fast to fix them. The way I heard what?
The word blaxploitation sounds like it means black exploitation.
It does.
Like a good thing. What would
No, it doesn't. That's the thing. I was always like, it's kind of fucked up that it's called blaxploitation, but it's kind of intentionally like sarcastic. It's
so you're telling
they're
me
making
when it's called blaxploitation, it's like the Harlem Renaissance for movies?
I mean, I don't want to go that far simply because the artwork produced by the Harlem Renaissance was better than most blaxploitation movies, but
I don't know. The examples you have are pretty compelling. Like, let's look at the first one. That's a bad mother.
Hush your mouth.
What? I'm just talking about The Shaft.
Yeah. So, actually, a big part of why it's called that, as they're showing right here, is blaxploitation movies were really kind of exploitation films, meaning like grisly, violent, like, oh, bad shit happens, everyone's kind of an asshole, like really seedy, like that seedy, nasty style of New York film that became really popular in the 70s. With, like, you know, like Midnight Cowboy and Taxi Driver and Dog Day Afternoon and, you know, all those movies like that. So blaxploitation was kind of the black side of that. That was like, all right, we're not consistently welcome in normal mainstream Hollywood and or the New York film scene, so we're going to make our own. And some of them are good, and some of them are notable enough culturally that they became something bigger. The reason I'm starting with Shaft is not because it's the first blaxploitation movie ever, but it's probably because it's the first one you're thinking of, you, the viewer. It's a plot. It revolves around a private detective named John Shaft. That is his legal name. Gets hired by a mobster to rescue his daughter from Italian mobsters, but from there it kind of turns into a big detective case. Like, it's kind of a black, then contemporary version of like the classic film noir take.
She walked in. She had legs up to her legs. Her legs had legs. And those legs were leggy.
Well, yeah, like, picture a black 70s version of that, and that's kind of what Shaft is.
Ass cheeks, ass cheeks, ass cheeks.
Some, but not as many as you'd expect. It actually got, as it mentions here, 2 sequels in the like short term, and then 2 like legacy sequels later on. One of which was really recent, in fact.
I was gonna say, didn't that shit come out like the other fucking year?
Yeah, so they had here it is. So the original Shaft came out in 71.
Yeah, because Sam was the new Shaft.
Well, that's later. Hang on. I actually haven't seen Shaft in a while. And I need to see the sequels, but so it had 2 sequels made right on the heels, Shaft's Big Score and Shaft in Africa. I can't imagine that one has the most nuanced take on Africa, but, you know, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, can't be less nuanced than Toto's Africa, in which the Kilimanjaro rises above the Serengeti. That's not where either of those things are located.
Yeah. I did not know this.
Sometimes, dude. The most famous thing about Africa is a song that literally does not know the basic geography of Africa.
I didn't know this. There was a really short-lived Shaft TV show with the original actor.
That's the Shaft.
That's cool, I guess. Though they changed the nature of it, where they made Shaft a cop.
I mean, that nigga's got to get some cash.
Yeah, because that was one of the cool things about the TV, or about the movie version, is that not only was he not a cop, but he actually had a rather antagonistic relationship with them.
I mean, was it as antagonistic as Black Dynamite?
I'm torn between saying yes and no, because Shaft never worked for the CIA. But does Shaft have anything to say about Honky's interrupting his kung fu? Not kung fu specifically, but Black Dynamite. Shaft is one of the several movies that Black Dynamite is heavily based on.
I know, but like, what did I say about you honkies interrupting my kung fu?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is Shaft is more about, like, because this was a little bit too early for the martial arts craze part. In fact, that really started with, like, Superfly. Let me pull that up, in fact. I saw that somewhat recently, too. So, anyway, Shaft is fucking cool. There's some cool gunplay. There's, like... I remember there's one scene where a dude gets cut on his head, and you can kind of see the guy apply the fake blood himself, like you can in a lot of those old low budget movies. But that's like part of the charm, you know?
I mean, that's just acting at work.
Yeah, like with these movies, you have to grade them on a curve because they were made on low enough budgets and frankly made so fucking quickly that they just did not have time to do retakes.
What's the curve?
There's no formal curve. I just mean like when you're judging a movie like Shaft, you have to judge it more by like what it's trying to say than by the execution. Like, I don't like, you know how when you watch like a student film, you judge it on a different curve than you do like a professional film, you know?
I mean, absolutely. I just think it's interesting that you look at it that way.
Yeah, Shaft is kind of the in between of those because it's not like totally amateurish, it's just low budget. But that's just what happens when you're an unknown black filmmaker making a movie in the heart of the city, which at the time was like the most dangerous city on earth, by the way. This was shit heap era New York City.
I don't know if that was the most dangerous city on earth.
At one point, statistically, it was. I think that was in the 80s, but
I'm pretty sure LA was still worse, but that's just me.
that came later. That's the 90s.
What are you talking about?
The part of the time you're thinking of when LA was really fucking bad, that was like the late 80s into the early 90s.
Nah, man, I'm thinking about the early 80s, just before it was reported to white people to care because it was in an impoverished area.
Yeah, obviously it builds slowly, but my point is like there was a point where statistically speaking, New York City was the most dangerous city on earth.
What are these statistics, though? I don't
I think
trust
in terms of murder rate per capita.
those are reported.
Well, yeah, of course.
And,
Which means it's
and
probably
that
up.
really takes into account problematic things.
Anyway, Shaft might, like many blaxploitation films, Shaft is almost more famous for its theme song, which actually netted Isaac Hayes, his not only his first Academy Award, but he was the first black man to ever win an Oscar for Best Song.
See, I would take Superfly over the Shaft theme song.
I agree, actually, but they were different years. Maybe that's why there was the difference. But yeah, of the like blaxploitation theme songs that are more famous than their movies, Superfly is probably my favorite.
Superfly is a good one.
And plus, there's the whole album for all these too. So the Superfly album has like several enormous fucking hits in there.
Is Across 110th Street on that album?
Let's find out. I didn't memorize the whole fucking track list, but
Pimps trying to catch a woman that's weak.
no, that song is the full track list for the Superfly album is Little Child Running Wild, Pusher Man, Freddy's Dead, Junkie Chase, Give Me Your Love, Eddie Should Know Better, No Thing on Me, Think, and Superfly.
Damn.
By the way, a lot of the music in Black Dynamite is parodying this specific album. Like the whole fucking Jimmy's Dead song is like really obviously a parody of Freddy's Dead.
Jimmy's dead.
I can't believe my little brother has passed away.
Fucking.
I just love when he's when someone broke into his apartment. The theme song is like, "Someone broke into Jimmy's pad." I also love that his legal name is Black Dynamite.
That's his name.
Yeah, but I love that. Like that's why that movie's a parody, because these movies have titles like Black Caesar, but like the guy's name isn't Black Caesar.
His name is Black Dynamite.
Yeah. Which is like the cartoon confirms that's his legal name because he gets arrested and his fucking mugshot literally says Dynamite, Black.
For Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community.
Yeah, and which means canonically his brother's name is Jimmy Dynamite.
His brother is named Jimmy Dynamite.
Yeah, Mama Dynamite really had some interesting names in mind. Or she had one interesting name in mind, I should say.
Mama Dynamite was on some shit.
All right, you jive turkeys, what sort of rundown is this?
Fucking Wayne Brady entering any role ever.
So, anyway, Shaft had the 2 sequels they made right after, the short-lived TV show, and then they made the movie in 2000, also called Shaft, which is about his nephew. Like his namesake nephew. And then the original Shaft, Richard Roundtree, makes like a small appearance as the original Shaft.
Yeah.
And then they made the 2019 movie, also called Shaft, which had the 2 of them and Samuel L. Jackson's son's character. JJ Shaft, played by fucking A-Train from The Boys.
Played by A-Train from The Boys.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Do you remember that show Level Up on Cartoon Network from when we were kids?
I remember hearing of it. I don't think I watched it ever.
It wasn't like the best show ever, but it was like amusing to me when I was 12. When Jesse T. Usher was like super young, like 17, 18 years old, he was in that show.
What was the show about?
It was about some dudes who had like a tech portal that could make video game characters real or could like make them go into video games so they'd like fight video game monsters and shit.
So in other words, half Goonbait and half Let Me Square Up with Bowser?
No, it wasn't Goonbait because it was like a World of Warcraft type game. So it's all like monsters and orcs and shit.
Oh, true.
It was a kids show for Cartoon Network, so it wasn't very sexed up.
You know, I hear exactly what you're saying, and I'm going to
You're going to bring up Booty Quake It, aren't you?
Make it, shake it, booty quake it.
Yeah, the reason everyone remembers that is because that stood out compared to most Cartoon Network programming.
Not, bro. There was they animated a full fucking 60-second twerk sequence.
Yeah,
had an accompanying song
with the underage character. Yes,
working together.
Yeah, with the underage character. Yeah,
they had the whole team working together just to shake some ass.
Anyway, when I first started watching The Boys and A-Train showed up, I felt like I recognized him. I did. It's because he was on that show I used to watch 10 years earlier.
That's fucking hilarious.
What other blaxploitation movie should we talk about tonight? Superfly. I like this one a lot.
How do you like Superfly?
Selected for preservation by the National Film Registry. That's a big fucking deal for a movie.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Like, there's rules about fucking what you have to be allowed in, how old the movie has to be, you know, all that shit.
What kind of rules are we talking about here?
I know the movie has to be at least 10 years old. I know that's a rule. Let's find out what the rest are. Selection criteria. Every year they select up to 25 films they've deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant.
How many years have they done this for?
First selection was in 1989.
I mean, okay.
A film becomes eligible for inclusion 10 years after its original release. This is all about like what you're allowed to nominate. It's not just like movies as we think of them too. Like the Zapruder film is in there too, you know.
The what?
The Zapruder film.
What's that?
The video of Kennedy's head exploding.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Like any piece, like it also contains, newsreels and silent films and music videos, you know, that kind of shit. This is an alphabetical list of everything, which is not really what I'm looking for, but it is interesting. But yeah, like they don't even have fucking all the Star Wars movies in there. Like, that's how selective they are. I know they have A New Hope and Empire, and they maybe have Return of the Jedi.
You don't need all of them in there.
I agree. You probably don't need to go past Return of the Jedi, but I do think Return of the Jedi deserves to be in there.
I can see that.
But yeah, around like tail end every year, like pretty much the week between Christmas and New Year's, usually, they announce that year's editions, and I always check it.
What are you checking for?
Oh, just like when they announce it, I'm like, ooh, what movies got added this year? Just out of curiosity, if nothing else.
I get
like
that.
Apocalypse Now is here. Fucking Back to the Future. There's lots of stuff I've never heard of on here, actually. So apparently their criteria for significant is different from mine. Both versions of Ben-Hur are in here.
Both?
The original from the 20s and the sound version with Charlton Heston.
Oh, okay.
Big Lebowski. I remember that one because it was like 10 years ago. I remember like seeing that on December 29th or whatever and being like, oh shit, Big Lebowski, nice.
Big Lebowski.
Blade Runner, Blazing Saddles, that's appropriate. Blues Brothers. Oh, Boys in the Hood. Speaking of black inner city movies, Boys in the Hood.
I love Boys in the Hood.
I have never actually seen it. It's on my list, so I will. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Do it.
Anyway, Superfly, it's a drug dealer trying to quit the business who's also, like, using his own supply a little bit, which is not great.
Can't get high on your own supply.
Well, technically, I don't know for sure that it's his own supply, but it's Coke, and he sells Coke, so...
He's getting high on his own supply.
Yeah.
He's getting high on a supply, and that supply could have been his to sell. So he's getting high on his own supply.
A big thing a lot of these movies had was really kind of seedy, amoral protagonists. Which that's true of like 70s movies in general, but blaxploitation, due to the exploitation part of the name, really embraced that. Like a lot of their protagonists were like really fucking reprehensible dudes.
How reprehensible are we talking?
Well, I'll get to that when I get to Black Caesar. But like,
dude, I actually have to go pretty soon. I got like 10 minutes.
Oh, that's fine. I'll go quick. Yeah. So like, now by the way, the main character of Superfly's name is Youngblood Priest, which is fucking awesome.
It sounds like a werewolf.
Yeah. So he what he does isn't like super reprehensible, but he threatens to do reprehensible shit. Like he threatens to force one of his dealer's wife into prostitution unless he fucking goes along with a plan,
Damn.
It's unclear whether he would follow through on that threat.
He might be talking about his buns.
Yeah, they made sequels to this one as well, one of which even had the original actor. And then they made one in the 90s, which had a different actor, but Samuel L. Jackson actually makes not a tiny, but a small supporting role in that movie. Not quite famous yet, Samuel L. Jackson.
Ooh, Mini L. Jackson?
Well, not mini, because it's only like a couple years before Pulp Fiction, but...
Oh, true.
It was... Actually, I know it was 1990 because they did a new theme song for it called Superfly 1990, which was a collaboration between Curtis Mayfield, the original artist, and Ice Cube.
Ice Cube?
Yeah, like super hot on the fucking heels of NWA Ice Cube. Like pre-Boys in the Hood.
At least it's not Ice-T.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know when Ice-T became who he is now, but it was certainly before I knew who he was.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
They actually made a remake of Superfly in 2018, which was better than I heard. It was directed by a guy named Director X, who has otherwise pretty much only done music videos.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So 2018 Superfly, now granted it's a lot more like of a rap soundtrack than a funk 70s one, but that just makes sense if you're trying to modernize the character. I don't love the remake, but I thought it was better than either of the sequels.
Okay.
But it's got some cool stuff in it. But yeah, anyway, Superfly is significant if for nothing else because that was the first big blaxploitation film to have a martial arts theme to it.
Ooh.
Because
Was
that
this
was
before the second Enter the Dragon?
this was before the first Enter the Dragon.
Damn.
Because martial arts, the martial arts craze had started already. That started in like the late '60s.
Well, do you know the main origin of that starting?
Enter the Dragon, or
No, of the martial arts craze among black people.
well, I'm not even talking among black people. I'm just talking about among Americans in general. But how did it start among black people?
Well, black people / New Yorkers in general, because this happened at the same time.
There's quite a bit of overlap between those two.
Imports of movies without subtitles and like shitty bootlegs.
Yeah.
So a fuck ton of them just ended up floating around New York City. That's why half the sample is off Wu-Tang or off very shitty versions of movies.
That's true. So I'm not sure if there was any particular reason they went with this. I'm assuming just to show that Youngblood, because part of Youngblood Priest's whole thing is that unlike what you imagine from a drug dealer, he's actually very, very intelligent and calculating.
Okay.
Like, he's not so successful just because he's ruthless, though he can be when he needs to be. It's because he's got a real fucking mind for business management. I mean, that's like the lyric in the song, had a mind, wasn't dumb. And so one of the ways they kind of showed that he's this, like, interesting, multifaceted guy is that we have this whole scene where he's, like, sparring in he has, like, a little martial arts dojo in his mansion. And he has, like, guys he spars with, you know, X number of times a week. And he's got a fucking black belt on, and he's, like, kicking the guy's ass. So they made that a real thing, that, like, oh, in addition to being smart and a good leader and businessman, he can kick ass in a fight physically unarmed if he has to.
He's established. He's ready.
Yeah. And they carried that over into the 2018 one. Like, there's this whole scene at the beginning where he's kind of... I don't think he owns the club, but he, like, knows the guy who does. Like, he's trying to basically diffuse a situation. And the guy tries to sneak attack him, and rather than, like, pull out a gun or a knife or do any of the other things that his gangster style of dress would indicate, he, like, flips around and does a roundhouse, like, jump kick to the guy's head. Like, it's fucking... He's doing it in, like, Tim's and shit, too. He's still dressed like a drug dealer.
Why? What did Tim's got to do with drug dealers?
Oh, I'm not saying everyone who wears Tim's is a drug dealer. I'm saying drug dealers love to wear Tim's because they're nice shoes, I guess. I don't know.
I think New Yorkers just like Tim's.
That's true.
I think New Yorkers just like Tim's.
It might not have been literal Tim's, but my point is, like, shoes not made for a fucking martial arts street fight.
Probably some Tim's.
We have next on the roster Trouble Man, another one more famous for its soundtrack than for its actual movie. There's the really famous bit about this album in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which then got brought back in the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show. This is why my display name is what it is that the main character of this movie is named Mr. T.
The original name.
Yeah, this movie predates Mr. T, the celebrity we know of, by like a decade.
But you just didn't know him.
Well, I don't even think he called himself Mr. T yet.
I mean, he could have.
By the way, do you know why he called himself Mr. T, among other reasons?
We talked about this at one point. I don't remember, though.
Well, specifically why he insisted Mr. be in there was because...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He grew up watching his dad get treated like shit by white people, so he was like, no, you have to start every fucking sentence directed at me with Mr. You're gonna show me respect.
Yeah, everything he did was very respect-oriented.
Yeah. Anyway, I like Mr. T in this movie better just because he's like this badass private detective, like, fixer in the ghetto.
Where's the chance?
But he's I don't think he wears chains. He kind of wears like the suit. See, like he's a much more fancy dress type of guy. I remember I don't remember like the whole movie, but I remember there's a scene in there where he explains that because he is a legally registered private detective in, I think this is Los Angeles. Yeah, Los Angeles. He not only is authorized to carry a gun, but he has authorized access to the police's fucking records.
Damn, that's cool.
Which I guess that's a rule. Because there's a whole point where he's arguing with cops where they're saying, like, you know, you don't have clearance to be here. And he's like, yeah, I do, motherfucker.
I gotta check that out at some point.
Yeah, it's a. By the way, do not try to find it in its entirety on YouTube because the version I found is like an experimental version where the guy replaced all the music with different, newer, shittier music.
Who would do that?
A guy trying to see how the movie flows with different music, I guess, which is an interesting thought experiment. But
Let's see here. When's this movie from?
1972.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Now this is why I said reprehensible protagonists. The main character of Black Caesar is a real fucking piece of shit, which is one of the reasons he's a really interesting protagonist. Like it says right here, he rapes his fucking wife.
That's not good.
Yeah, he's like a fucking piece of shit, like on purpose. Fred Williamson, I think Fred Williamson's the actor. He's really fucking good in this role. He gives the role of Tommy Gibbs like way more nuance and gravitas than most actors would have. When he gets out of prison, he goes to like make his first kill as the guy who kind of fucked him earlier. And he corners him in this black barber shop. And like pretty much everyone just leaves the barber shop immediately because they know why he's here. And he's like, do you remember me? You might not. I was only a kid last time you saw me. And the guy's like, I remember. I know what I did. And he pulls out a fucking gun. He uses like a Mauser too, like a fucking like World War II, like a kind of a distinctive gun for this setting.
It would be funny if that was just the only thing they could get a hold of. But also, I do know dudes who have used some hairy ass pistols to do crimes.
And the Mauser's a good fucking gun too, like in terms of reliability and how much it holds and everything. But anyway, in that scene, like he's got the gun pointed at the guy, and the guy's of course freaked out. And Fred Williamson is just like, "Hey man, look, it's my first time too. See, my hand's shaking a little. We're gonna get through this together, right?"
And it kills him.
Yeah.
It's
I just
great.
like that he says it's my first time too. Like, well, yeah, of course it's that guy's first time getting killed.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen the Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
I actually have not, but I mean to.
Have you seen that meme where it's like first time?
Oh, that's what that's from? I thought that was from something older.
No, dude, that's from the Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Oh, I thought that was an older movie. Okay. Because it has James Franco in the meme, so I assumed it was like old because he doesn't get roles anymore because he's a sexual predator.
It was one of the last things he did, I think.
Okay, yeah, that explains it. It was like the last one hanging from the skids of the last job.
Pretty much.
By the way, when I said that they made these movies really quickly, to give you a sense of that, this movie was successful enough that they made and released an entire sequel to it in the same year.
Damn.
It's nowhere near as good, the sequel, Hell Up in Harlem.
But still, damn.
Yeah, like this one came out in February of 73, and they had Hell Up in Harlem out by December of 73.
That's crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately, James Brown was not able to come back for Hell Up in Harlem, so it has a different soundtrack. But do you know the song "The Boss," the James Brown song?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from this. Yeah, that's from this movie. Like that song plays over a montage of Tommy building his criminal empire by like machine gunning all his enemies to death with a Tommy gun and shit. As you can see, its alternate title was Godfather of Harlem because it is like a somewhat similar story.
Yeah, but the Godfather of Harlem is an actual dude.
True. But it's also notable because since it was shot in New York in 1972, at one point when he's running down the street, he actually runs past a Godfather marquee at the movie theater.
That's hilarious.
I mean, that happens all the time in movies. It's just funny, that particular instance.
Yeah.
And then the last movie I want to recommend, and hear me out on it, is a low-budget blaxploitation sci-fi film called The Thing with Two Heads.
Okay, I'm hearing you out.
It's not a good movie, but it's very funny, oftentimes unintentionally, but sometimes intentionally. Has better acting performances from Rosie Greer and Ray Milland than a movie like this should have. And I genuinely wonder if it was one of the sources of inspiration for Get Out.
Well, I'm sure it was. I mean,
Well, it's so obscure that maybe it wasn't, but it gestures at some of the same themes. It obviously nowhere near as well as Get Out did, but yeah,
what did does Get Out. I mean,
well, yeah, that's my point.
Movie's legendary.
I need to watch it again. It's been too long.
Literally, I want to say the last Peele movie I rewatched Nope.
I haven't seen Us or Nope. I want to rewatch Get Out and then see those.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I was just busy when they came out and didn't get to them. It's nothing personal.
Both times?
Yeah, so this movie, The Thing with Two Heads, is about this scientist who he has some kind of like condition he's dying of. He's like this brilliant scientist who's racist, right?
Nice.
And he's dying of his condition, and he's figured out how to do head transplants.
Okay.
And he's trying to find himself a new body to transplant his head onto before he dies.
Sure.
But he's testing it on gorillas and shit. And so he ultimately is forced to put his head onto a black guy, like the thing with two heads, a black convict who's on death row. He's literally like strapped into the electric chair when they get word, hey, we have a volunteer project, and he's like, why not, I guess.
Nice.
He's a convict who claims to be innocent, and he agrees to take part in this weird experiment because they can stay attached like that for like I think 4 days or whatever, and he's like, that gives me 4 days to prove my innocence.
That makes sense.
Because he's been working on proving his innocence from prison.
But now he can do it from the outside.
Yeah, like he's doing it via contact with like his girlfriend and friends and everything.
Sure.
So it's, as you can imagine, badly executed, because in most of the shots you can tell that Ray Milland is just hugging him from behind and has his head next to his head, and they've got like a foam neck brace on to try to hide the fact that it's just two dudes holding their heads together. There's a bunch of stunt work where you can tell it's just one stunt guy with a plastic head taped onto his shoulder. It's very silly, but there are like actual themes of racial prejudice and like how does it feel to be on this side of the racial equation.
So I gotta try this out. Okay.
Yeah, I think that one's on YouTube. I think I found it on YouTube. Obviously, you can find anything anywhere, but like for those of you in the audience who might not be well versed in perfectly legal websites.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not versed in perfectly legal websites. That's just what you call it, because y'all ain't been on the oceans for too long.
That's
We're
true.
beyond websites. Fucking.
For those of you who aren't experienced sailors, some of these movies have obscure enough copyright that they can be found on YouTube. Or like Tubi or wherever. You get a lot of them there too.
But remember, folks, you can always just learn how to tie knots better.
True. There's a great bit in that movie where like Rosie Greer, you know, he goes to his girlfriend's house and he wants to fuck her, but she's like, hey man, nothing personal, but you've got an entire second dude's head on your shoulder watching. No thank you. Let's revisit that when he's not there anymore in a few days, please.
Fair.
And so now Rosie Greer's like even more pissed at the white guy taped to his neck.
Fucker.
The trailer, in fact, I think I'll pull up the trailer because I learned about this movie from another podcast I watched because they watched the trailer, and I just want you to hear the opening line of the trailer if I can find it. I think this is it.
It seemed like a good idea at the time. The white bigot was dying, and the black soul brother needed time to prove his innocence.
Play the film.
Oh, you want to watch the rest of it?
I'm watching the trailer.
Okay.
I want to transplant my head on a healthy body. I think I like to donate my body to science after all.
So they transplanted the white head onto the black body. Who would have suspected that neither would care for the idea too much?
What are you guys doing to me? Shut up. Where's the rest of you? We are joined together temporarily.
Williams, stop this car immediately. Why don't you shut up?
Hey, that's telling him, man.
I should have known your kind stick together.
Will you please stop this infernal machine? Oh, just shut up. Help! Shut up.
You a doctor? So far, so good. Then how about you taking old Happy Face off from here?
Are you shooting at us? Man, this car's a real dud. Could I have a cigarette?
Oh, sure, honey.
Hey, man, we smoking while I'm eating? Oh, my God!
He used to just fuck up cars.
Harry, stick your head out the window and see if any more is coming.
Ray Milland and Rosie Greer as the Thing with Two Heads.
You get some sleep, baby.
Why don't you stay here for a little while?
Yeah, this is the part I was
No
talking
use,
about.
honey. Maybe when I get used to it.
Now you know you got to go.
He has to go.
Yeah, the guys who introduced this to me did a commentary track for that movie. And the entire commentary track, they did not refer to those two characters by their names. They exclusively called them the White Bigot and the Black Soul Brother.
I mean, that is what they are.
Anyway, it's a great movie. Go check it out. Nick is exhausted. I'm exhausted. I want to go smoke a bowl and watch some YouTube and probably eat an ice cream sandwich.
I'm off to go and burn effigies of Santa Claus.
True. Also, tomorrow I will be starting Season 2 of Deep Space Nine. The only reason I didn't already is because there were 2 episodes of Next Gen to watch first.
And now you're going back to the good shit.
Well, I'm bouncing between the 2.
Yeah, I know. You have. I like to think about it like you have your nice HD suburbs, and you have your gritty inner city stories. But I still prefer the gritty inner city stories. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, I just wish the gritty inner city story had more of Paramount's money behind it because it deserved the same treatment Next Gen got.
Yeah, but like there's too much black people for Paramount to put that kind of money in.
Hey, to be fair, this decision was made before David Ellison took over, so we don't know that for sure.
I mean, we don't know it for sure, but just the fact that you had such a relatable thing.
I suspect the real reason is just because doing I told you what went into doing the HD remake of Next Gen.
Yeah, no, it's just too much.
They had to just redo all of its editing.
It's just worth it for DS.
Yeah, however, that did allow them to put some deleted scenes back in a few times.
Exactly. Give me more DS9. Give me more DS9.
I guess
Well,
the DVDs have deleted scenes on them. I just haven't seen those.
I gotta check them out. Well, I'm off to go suffer in silence. You guys have a great night.
All right, well, don't suffer too hard.
Don't tell me what to do.
We will be back on Tuesday where we will talk about, I don't know, probably something. I'm sure Trump will have either died or nuked Finland or fucking painted the White House red or something. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have a new colored pool. Who fucking knows? Have a good night, guys.
Nighty
Bye.
night, keep your buttholes tight. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, do it all. Goodbye, everyone.